Hello everyone, it's me, Mrs. Walsh from the Livingston Road Primary Federation in Poole. Now you're joining me today for the fourth session of art, and you'll remember last week we started looking at colour and we started looking at shade and value in colour and experimenting with that. Now I wonder, have any of you used that skill in your drawing since I last saw you? You have? Fantastic. It's a really useful skill to have, especially when you want to show light and shade in your drawings. When we did our spheres and we did our hatching, you could use your shading and your value with your colours to show where the shadow is and where the light is, just by using the pressure on your pencil. Now, we're going to apply our skills of colour today to create a picture. So we're going to have a bit of a practice and we'll end up with a picture that hopefully you can put up in your window or on your wall somewhere. Now, let me share our screen so that we know what we've got to get for today's session. So we are looking at, oh, there we go. We're looking at colour in art today, and for this you're going to need some paper. Now, as usual, it's useful to have some scrap paper and some nice paper to do your final picture on, because we sometimes use our scrap paper for experimenting, and this week you're going to need it for your warm-up game. You will need some colouring pencils. If you haven't got colouring pencils, then you could use crayons or chalks, because they're still okay for applying pressure when you colour, but pencils are a good thing to have. And a pencil sharpener, just in case they break during our session. But remember, you can always pause and sort out anything like that, and then unpause to start again. Now, as always, bring your creativity. So that is your pizzazz, your style, your imagination. And as always, we're not going to worry about any mistakes today. Okay, they are proof that you're trying, and if things go wrong, then it really doesn't matter. We will just keep trying and have a go. Okay, now for today's game, we are going to create some colours. So to warm up our brains today, we're going to create some colours. So you're going to need your scrap piece of paper, and make sure you've got something to lean on, because we don't want to mark the surface that you're drawing on, because we're going to be pressing hard to create those dark colours today. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing now so that you'll be able to see me play along with you. Now I've got my piece of paper up here. So what I want you to do is I'd like you to get a, let's try with a red. Okay, now I hope my red doesn't break. It's been breaking a bit today. And what I want you to do is I want you to create the lightest red that you can. Now I'm going to start here. You start on your piece of paper. Can you remember how we created that light red colour? Yes, we have to press very lightly. Now I'm probably pressing so lightly that you won't even be able to, look, there we go, you can just see it there. My light red. I think I could probably gone a bit lighter. I might try it at the bottom. How's yours going? Yes? So really light pressure there to create that light colour. Now, I want you to leave a gap in the middle, and I want you to move over to this side, and I want you to create the darkest red that you can. Are you ready? Steady, go. So how do we create that dark colour? Oh, it's pressing very hard. Oh, that is a, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer your light red or your dark red? I think I prefer that one. It's really bold and bright, isn't it? Now, if I'm going too fast, you can always pause the video so you can get your shading right, and then unpause it when you're ready. But your challenge now is to create a shade in between. So not as light as this, but not as dark as that. So I've got to press harder than this, but I've got to press lighter than that. Can we make a shade or a value in between these two colours? So I think I'm going to start light and then build up as I go. There we go, I'm building up. Is yours building up there? Oh, I think I'm going to stop now. So look, I've got my light, my dark, and then a shade in the middle. How did yours turn out? Brilliant, well done. Right, I'm going to pick a different colour now. Now I'm going to pick a green, okay? So I've got my green. This is kind of a forest green. What's your green? Is yours a light green or a lime green or an apple green? Right, okay, right then. So I think, should we start dark first this time? Okay, so let's make the darkest green we can. Are you ready? I'm going to press really, really hard. Can you see? How's yours going? Remember to have that something to lean on underneath so that we don't mark any tables that we're working on. I'm pushing really, really hard. And remember, when you're shading, keep going the same way and don't have any white gaps, okay? I think that might be the darkest one I can make. Just there. How's yours looking? Brilliant, well done. And then I'm going to leave a gap for my shade in the middle. But this side, what am I going to do? That's right, my lightest green. So here, I'm just pressing so lightly, hardly any pressure at all, shading in the same direction. You can maybe just make it out there. It's a bit dark in here today. And then, remember to pause if I'm going too fast. And then you're going to do a shade in the middle, that's right. So I'm going to start light and then I'm going to build it up. Are you finding this easy? Okay. Are you finding it hard? Don't worry if you are. That's why we practice. I'm sure lots of artists have practiced a lot with colour. So I'm just going to start light and then I'm pressing harder as I go. And then I think I'm going to stop there. I've got my darker one, my one in the middle, and then my light one. Well done. Great job, guys. So hopefully that's warmed up your colour skills there and helped you to remember how we were creating those values and shades with our pencils last week. Now, I'm going to share screen today. I'm going to show some pictures to you. And I'd like you to have a look at the colour in them. Now, oh, there we go. I wondered where my picture was then. So what do you notice about the colour in this picture? Yes, it is a rainbow. Well done. But what do you notice about the colour in the picture? Yeah, there are multicolours, lots and lots of different colours in the rainbow, and they do blend together. But yes, they are bolder. They're bolder at the bottom. The value is darker. The shade is bolder and darker at the bottom. And then as it arches over, the colours start to fade away. And you'll see it in this picture as well. So the colours are very, very bold near the trees, but as they go up into the sky, they start to fade away. Now, I've been seeing a lot of rainbows lately in people's windows and on t-shirts and on posters. And here are a few that I have seen on the internet. Lots and lots of different ways of representing that rainbow. So some people have drawn it, some people have painted it, some people have used collage, some people have used Play-Doh and modelling clay. And there has been a lot of rainbows around, haven't there, at the moment, to celebrate our National Health Service, our hospitals, our doctors, our ambulances, our nurses, the cleaners, the porters, all the people that work in our NHS. And lots of people around the country have been celebrating that and saying thank you to them by drawing rainbows and putting them in their windows for people to look at. And it's been really lovely looking at everybody's rainbows. It really cheered me up to see them. Did you go on a rainbow walk? You did. How many did you spot? That many. Wow. Did you have any in your window? You did. Oh, well, we're going to do a similar thing today. So we're going to have a go at drawing a rainbow, but we're going to be using our skills of colour. Now, oh, I went a bit too far then. Hang on, I'm going to stop. So here we go. So you're going to create your own rainbow today. Now you might be thinking, oh no, Mrs. Walsh, I can't draw a rainbow. That's fine. I wasn't expecting you to be able to draw a rainbow just like that, but I will show you how I will draw my rainbow and then you can have a go. If you're really worried about drawing your rainbow, maybe there's a grown-up around where you can pause the video and they can just draw you an outline, but it's quite easy. So let's have a go together. So for your rainbow, you're going to need your pencil. Now I'm going to use a black pen because it will show up a little bit better for you, okay? So quite low down because I'm going to do my first arch of my rainbow. I'm going to just put a dot in the middle of the page where I want my rainbow to start. And then I'm going to arch down that way. And I'm going to arch down that way, okay? Now, I'm going to put a dot to show how thick I want my stripe to be on my rainbow. So I want it to be about that thick. And then I'm just going to follow that line down, arching down, and I'm going to follow that line arching down here. Oh, can you hear my pen? And then I'm going to put another dot here, and I'm going to follow my line arching down and arching down on that side. Now don't worry if your stripes are a bit wonky. Even on a real rainbow, the stripes aren't always exactly the same size when you look at it. So another stripe here. It's really up to you how many you want to fit in. Okay. Now, if you want to pause the video while you're drawing your outline of your rainbow, then you can do that. Right, so hopefully everyone's got their rainbows either drawn by themselves or they've got a little bit of help from a grown-up. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to use our colour shading skills to colour in our rainbow. Now, from the pictures that we've just looked at, we noticed that the colours were bold and then they faded away. Now, you could do it either way around. You could start with your darker colours and your darker colours and go lighter, or you could have lighter colours first and then go darker. It's completely up to you. Depends, I guess, which one you find easiest. So I am going to start light. Okay, now I'm going to get my rainbow. Just going to pop it up in the corner so it's a bit easier for you to see. So excuse me while I just peel it off my board and put it in the corner, otherwise it's quite hard for you to see. To rip my page. Here we go, sorry. It's taking a little bit of a long time there, wasn't it? Here we go. There. That's a bit easier for you to see, isn't it? Because it's quite hard when we're using our colouring pencils because they're quite light and subtle, aren't they? But they're a good thing to have because lots of people have got them in their house and they're a good thing to use while we're at home, aren't they? Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to do a stripe with you, and then you can pause the video and have a go at your other stripes, okay? But remember, we want our shade or our value to start light and then get darker as we go over the rainbow, or to start dark and then get lighter as we go over to the other side of the rainbow. So I think I'm going to start light, okay? And then I'm going to get darker. So just here, I'm going to press very, very lightly, and I think I might do that all the way along, and then only start to press a bit harder when I get past the middle of my rainbow. And that way I can adjust my shade as I go. So if I need it to be a bit darker, I can always go back, can't I? If I start too dark, then I can't really do anything about it. So I think I'm going to start very, very light and then adjust it as I go. So I started light here. Now I think I need to press a bit harder here and start to get darker. You're trying to blend it so there's not really a really stark line. So it gradually goes, a bit like how we were practicing in our warm-up game, weren't we? Here we went from light to kind of a mid shade and then got very, very dark. So now I'm getting to the end of my rainbow. Don't know whether you can see here. Here we go. And I'm pressing really hard here to get the darkest colour that I can. Can you see that dark blue there, just about? Yes, well done. How's yours looking, or are you just watching? Sometimes it's good to just watch first, isn't it, and then have a go. And then you can concentrate, can't you? So now I'm going to get a bit lighter as I'm coming up. So I've gone over my rainbow, now I'm coming back the other way and adjusting my colour as I go. So here, I need to make sure that my pressure is very light. So there, can you see? I've gone from light. As I've reached the top, I'm starting to get darker. And then as I've gone down, I've got very, very dark at the end. Now, what I would like you to do is have a go at filling in your rainbow with your shades, either going from light to dark or from dark to light. So if you pause the video now and fill in your rainbow and then unpause the video once you've done it. Hello there, welcome back. How did your rainbows go? Really good, fantastic. Hold them up so I can see. Brilliant. Now, did you find it easier to go from light to dark or to go from dark to light? Or a big mix there. Some people saying dark to light, some people saying light to dark. I actually found it easier, I think, to go, I just did light all the way and then I went darker and then came all the way back again. I wonder whether any of you did that. If I show you mine, these are my darker colours. So here I've got a dark blue, a pink and a green, and then I went lighter as I got to this side of my rainbow. Yours look amazing. Well done. Now, next week, we're going to use all of our skills that we've learned. So we're going to be using the skills that we have learnt with line and the skills that we have learnt with colour to recreate or to create our own picture that is going to be inspired by a famous artist. So in between seeing you from now until then, maybe have a practice with some of your lines and some of your colour skills and see what you can create at home with the members of your household, your grown-ups, your siblings, your family. And come back to me next week ready for our last session with lots of creativity and lots of imagination, where we're going to put everything together that we've learned to create something amazing. Okay, so perhaps you want to stick your rainbows in your window. Perhaps you want to put them on your wall to cheer someone up. Maybe you want to send them to somebody you know. But I'm sure that anyone that looks at your rainbow will feel really, really happy. And anyone that works for our NHS will feel really grateful for your thank you. So take care, have a good day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.